Flippin Fantastic Podcast, episode 27. I am Alicia, the Inked Picker.
And I'm Mo87 official. How are you today? I hope everybody had a good, it's been 2 days since we recorded.
Yeah.
Well, three.
It feels like a few days have passed, but...
It's actually like 4, right? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
We recorded on Saturday.
4.
Yeah.
It feels like
to
it was
record
like
yesterday, 2. And then life gets in the way, you know how it is, but...
Life was always in my way. And it's not a good way. It's the terrible way.
Oh.
Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not. I am in a mood. Look, I keep forgetting to show this. I got this at a garage sale not long ago. It's the Mood Cube. The Mood Cube.
For those of you who are just listening, it's a yellow box. It says Mood Cube, and I see it's got a smiley face that says happy on one side.
It says mad. Miserable. That's
man.
Life. And sad. Yeah.
Oh.
It needs bleh. But this
needs
is
a meh or
yeah, but this is before meh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is probably, I don't know, maybe 80s. I don't know. Cause I'm kind of
That's kind of cool. That's kind of me today. I'm having a decent day, but I'm just kind of tired. I don't know. I'm worn out. My back's starting to hurt again, like it did
sucks.
A couple weeks ago. Same exact spot. So I'm maybe I should get back into doing my yoga exercises for my back. So that kind of helps. I think I just start lifting things wrong or something, or I stand a certain way and it just irritates the same spot in my back. I don't know, but
bend at the knees. Yeah.
Yes, that's something I'm bad at doing. But to keep us accountable, did we reach our goal that we just gave ourselves a few days ago? Oh, man.
I did not. I did list.
That's
Here's
something.
The thing. I sold a bunch of stuff right after we got off. I sold a bunch of stuff on Saturday night and then Sunday morning. And what did I do Sunday? I don't think I listed anything Sunday. I did list a few things yesterday, but I was trying to get my house in order, so to speak. And then today I've been listing. Today I've been taking pictures, listing, and I am so slow that way. So I said I was going to have 520. I have 505, but I did get up over 500, so.
There you go.
Yeah. And
I did make my goal.
Okay, that's awesome. Good for you.
But it's been I made it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sold 7 things overnight. So I got up today and I listed more, but then I listed a couple more just in case I happen to sell a couple things before we record, because I wanted to say I made it. I didn't want to be oh, I made it, but then I sold a couple things and now I'm not at 1,500 listings, but now I am. But
I didn't.
But
I am glad I am over 500. So
yes,
and I'm gonna list some more when I get. Well, I think I'm just gonna take pictures when I get off, and then I'll list later because I am so slow. I was listing up here and I was watching TV. Where did I put it? I had bought this Polly Pocket stuff. So I was listing that.
Oh, that's
and I was
cute.
taking pictures, and this is it's panda something.
It's a cute little blue heart one.
Yeah, it's only got one. It's supposed to have 2 pandas and and a girl, but it only has the one panda. But this one's complete, and this one sold.
This
one is
tiny.
The girl's bedroom, and she's listening to music.
It's a little necklace.
Yeah, it's one of the little locket ones, I guess. And this one just sold 2 days ago for $80.
Wow.
So that's what I priced it at, because there's the only other one that's up is one in the UK or something. So There's a couple
That's
other
pretty
things
cool.
in there. But yeah, I'm so slow when I picture list. So it doesn't.
That's the way I do it.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just funny. Like maybe if I had done it that way. I mean, I did do it that way when I started, kind of, but then I quickly was like, I'm just going to take all these pictures and I'm going to go sit down and list, right? And so that's the way I do it. And I just think once you get in a groove in a certain way, like I could probably start to get faster if I did it this way all the time, but
I find that pictures get lost in my camera roll when I do it that way. Like, I kind of forget it. I saw pictures in my camera roll of stuff I was supposed to list and I never did, and it's just sitting there.
I try and, like, I'll take them all in one day, so I, like, kind of know where they are, and then I, so even if I don't get to them that day, I know where they are, and I'll go back, and then I delete them all, after I list it. Well, then I use Photo Room, too.
Oh, okay.
Because I like the white background thing, so although people have been I do that for other things just for fun, like sending pictures to like my friends or family, put backgrounds on there, because people have been doing that on Discord a lot lately.
Yeah.
But I use the white background, I guess. It's been drilled in my head, and I don't do sales. I promote everything. And I do think I make a lot of sales because people Google, and I think, the white background puts you in Google search better than something else. Although, man, some of the backgrounds on there are so awesome. And if you do, and I want to get into cross posting, and I want to get a few more listings up, and then I'm gonna do that free, and do one of those freebies for a while. And Etsy is where you want to use some of those fancy backgrounds, because I do have stuff that I think would do a little better or well on Etsy. Just with the vintage stuff, and
that's something I kind of want to get into, but I just don't know how I feel exactly about Etsy. But
I don't
maybe
know
in the
either.
winter when I get bored, maybe.
I don't know either. The thing that bothers me about Etsy, and why I took I had stuff up and I took it down, is because, like, they need their whole, like, okay, it's 20 cents and it's up for 3 months, and then like, stop it, you're making enough fees, you don't need to, like, I don't know, it just
maybe
seems
they don't want to flood the platform. I don't know, maybe they want to be a little more niche.
You can say that, and that might be their thinking, but there is so much mass produced China crap on there that's null and void to me, because people just buy stuff, and they just buy, like, some of, like, that mass. Yeah, you know what I mean. But so I don't know. I mean, if they got rid of that, the other thing with Etsy that I feel bad for people that actually make stuff is there's so much problems with copyright, trademark, whatever. I mean, I know the difference, but I have to think about it. And then
that whole thing that happened, like, what was it, last year, with, like, the payment processor that Etsy used, like, went bankrupt or something like that?
Yeah, they had that bank that had a run on it because somebody was like, and that was ridiculous. My husband's a finance guy, so, like, he gets, like, all into that. And he was like, well, it was ridiculous because somebody said, oh, they don't have the, like, it's, I don't know, you're very young, but I don't know if you ever seen It's a Wonderful Life.
No.
The movie, Christmas movie.
No.
And they have, it's, he runs a building and loans, kind of like a savings and loan. And banks have, their money, they get insured, but the money's not always like if somebody had a big amount tied up in that bank and you go to withdraw it, like let's say $1 billion, like the bank doesn't have it immediately, and that was like the whole thing, and it's ridiculous, and like because the bank, has to. It was kind of stupid. It also was in the middle of, it was a bank. I forget what the name of that bank was. It's out there in Silicon Valley where all these startups are. So a lot of the money is like, it's there, but it's not physically there, because you don't expect anyone to come and say, I'm going to take a $1 billion out or whatever. And then it was dumb. It was dumb. It was uncalled for kind of run on the bank. I'm sure I'm going to get, well, I don't know who listens, but somebody will probably have something to say. Somebody always does. But it really, it shouldn't have happened. It was dumb. It wasn't Etsy's fault. I will say that. It wasn't their fault. So, and I mean, their money was there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because the bank had problems, it was, getting your payments was a little, I guess, delayed or whatever. But yeah, so I think that, like, a big problem on Etsy is, and I see it all the time, is like creators, like people make something and then somebody steals it, and then somebody else says, you stole it, but it was really theirs, and Etsy doesn't care. If they get a complaint, like that's my copyright or my trademark or whatever, they take you down. They don't look into it. They don't look into so there's a lot of false claims, I think.
Oh, I see.
I think that's the problem. Unfortunately for people who actually make things. It's not a problem if you're selling like vintage stuff or, which is like what most of us resellers would sell on there. But anyway,
yeah, like I said, I just know
one tangent on Etsy.
One of my gaming friends, him and his wife had an Etsy business.
Yeah.
Selling 3D printed stuff, and I guess they had gone on vacation, and all of a sudden Etsy shut down their store, and it's still been shut down for, I think it's been a couple weeks almost now. Yeah. And like they can't get a hold of a real person.
And said they were using their thing, right? Yeah.
I don't know what the reason was, but then I had told them about what I do on eBay, and they kind of started doing it, so maybe that'll work out for them. I just told them how, like, I haven't heard great things about Etsy. Like, personally, they're not like the first platform I'd try to get onto, but
I wouldn't, because it's not I wouldn't either, because I'm not making something, but they do sell vintage, and I know people that sell vintage do pretty well there. Some people do, but it is different than eBay, like, because everybody, like, displays it and has it all, like, like I take a picture and I make the background white, but they, people make it fancy, but you can kind of do that with AI now, like photo room and stuff. I don't know. I might try it out, but Etsy would be like slow, and it would only be certain things if I do start cross-listing. Well, I plan to start.
That seems to be a big topic right now, is cross-listing.
Yeah, everybody's
like I've mentioned before. I've only done Mercari, and then sometimes when I'm really bored, I'll list some stuff that's already listed on eBay, locally on Facebook, and even price it down and only do like local. And I still get people that message me, "Will you ship?" Like, nope, I will not ship through Facebook. I just don't trust it. I don't know.
It's funny, when I started, I put everything up. I did eBay and Facebook, so I put everything on Facebook, and I sold a ton on Facebook, but it was still around the time that Facebook was, having
they had like just started their
like free, the buyers, they were paying shipping for the buyers. Like, I was charging shipping, but it was free. Yeah, and I sold tons of, not tons, but you know what I mean. For me, I sold a lot of stuff on Facebook. And then it completely dried up. Nothing. For weeks and weeks and weeks, nothing. So I took all my stuff down. And I did sell some stuff on Mercari.
Speaking
I never
of
had all my
Mercari,
stuff on. I never put all my stuff up there, but I want to try it again because I think some of the stuff I have will do well on there.
yeah, so I had just listed on there, I had some makeup remover that I had just listed on there because it was partially used. I wasn't quite comfortable putting it on eBay because it was used, but it's like a nicer brand. So I put on Mercari and I was like, I've sold that probably about a week ago and I still haven't like got funds. And I look and it's like still in transit and I shipped it first class and I think it got lost because
that sucks.
There was a scan when they picked it up, scan when it left my town, and then a scan when it got to like North Carolina, and then nothing else. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I guess I'm about to find out if it doesn't get delivered, what Mercari will do in this situation. If like I shipped it and it got lost.
I always sign up whenever I've had something, and it's only happened like a couple times in several years. I sign up. I've told the buyer this too, but I've signed up for go into USPS and sign up for delivery updates. For whatever reason, gets it moving. I don't know.
Really?
Why? I don't know if it's just coincidence, but it's always worked. Yeah. So I've done it myself. Like I'll go in there, put the tracking in, and I mean, you can give it a try. It's worth a shot. I don't know.
I guess I'll do that while we're talking
does
here.
Something in their system. Do you know what I mean? If it bumps it because you're looking for it, so then their system catches it. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I mean, it's easy, so.
Yep,
but
I'll do that now, I guess, just in case, because I'm like, I hope they didn't lose this, because of course it went first class, but.
Yeah. I will tell you what I like best about Mercari. I like the fact that it gets delivered and they have 4 days or whatever it is. I think it's like 4. It's right. It's short.
Yeah.
To acknowledge they got it, to give you a rating, or to request a refund or whatever. If they have a problem, they have 4 days to do it. Not 6 months or whatever it is even. I mean, I know it's like, I have 30-day returns, but I mean, even that's a little bit, it's too much. When you're selling used stuff, I think that's BS to me.
Yeah, and I've never had issues on Mercari with any orders. I've only sold, what's it say? I have 39 reviews on Mercari.
Yeah, so I don't even have that many. I don't know how many I have.
Like, I haven't sold much, but there's like certain things that are vetoed on eBay that I'll put on Mercari because Mercari doesn't care. And
right.
Like one time I had purchased a bunch of these what was it? I sold a ton of them on Mercari though because I tried to put them on eBay and I could not sell them. Oh, here it is. Plexus. I bought a bunch for like $2 a piece from a lady. Sold each pair for $56 to, I think the most I sold one for was $62.
What are they?
For each. Plexus, it's like a serum for your face, but there's like a day one and a night one. So I paired them up. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, I had 5 different pairs. And I sold them all for $50+. And I paid 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, $20 for all of them. So that was a great pickup.
That's awesome.
But I also sell things on there, or if I have any different like pop culture items, like I sold like a Hello Kitty thing at one time. I sold like a 5 Seconds of Summer beanie, like something you get from Hot Topic, Five Nights at Freddy's, anything kind of pop culture that entices more to the younger crowd. I'll put it on there.
Yeah, I think I sold a lot of Now it won't log me in.
And some
I think
clothes.
I sold like toys and stuffed animals on there, and
Mm-hmm.
not that many. I don't think I have that many reviews. I didn't list on there for very long before I stopped, because that's when I stopped, when because Facebook dried up, and I
Mm-hmm.
had been starting to use List Perfectly, and then I was like, but it was too expensive, and I you know, so I stopped. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
the thing
I
right
have I
now.
have 20
Vendu and
reviews
List
on there.
Perfectly. People are talking about it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I
But right now
think
I'm just kind of settling with like I was looking at my sell-through rate on eBay right now. So I have like, 1502 active
hmm
and sold. I have almost sold. I have 588 sold. So I have about a third sell-through rate, maybe a little bit
hmm
more, like 30 some percent. Um, but of course, it's my store has grown
yeah.
by probably around 500 listings since buying
hmm
a eBay store subscription, since I've been able to list so much more, like pretty much have no limit, but action required. Oh wait, I messaged that buyer I was just telling you about on Mercari, and I was just
Yeah.
like, I just said, hey, have you received your item? I was checking tracking, doesn't look like, and they must have rated me because now it's like, oh, rate the buyer. The buyer reported that they received this package. So USPS did not
Oh.
mark it as delivered,
Oh,
but
they
the
didn't
person on
scan it.
Mercari decided to be
Okay.
um trustworthy, honest, and apparently they got it.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. Awesome.
let's see what they rated me as, because I was hoping that great product, very good packaging, great seller, highly recommend her. Thank you. Awesome. So they did get it. So USPS dropped the ball on marking as delivered. Tisk tisk. Anyways, we just solved that problem. I was a little worried
Yay.
about
Well,
that,
that's
to be
good.
honest, but um so I guess, do we want to set goals for the next time we talk here next week on goals for our stores? I kind of like it.
I
It
would
keeps me accountable
I
because,
know.
like,
Well,
I've been
I
seeing.
tried.
No, that's it's still good. Like for me, it's like, oh, I got to get it done because I have all these people. I have these 5 viewers on this channel listening that I need to stay accountable for to say that I'm going to
I
do
know.
what I say I'm
And
going to do.
I would like them to our 5 viewers, what are you doing? Put it in the comments. I was looking at I remember I was like at 10% sell through. I think I'm almost
Uh,
at up 12. I'm
Ooh,
getting better.
that's still an
Woohoo.
improvement. It's
Yeah.
still an improvement.
I wish I would sell something. I've listed the last 2 days and crickets,
I
but
have the highest listings eligible to send offers number I've ever had ever. Like I had almost
how many do
92
you
this
have?
morning.
Oh
At
my gosh.
92, I'm down to 78 because I sent out a few while we were talking here, but I was also like trying not to send them out because I didn't want my number to go down before we recorded. But
Yeah.
and also I have a goal for my 90-day total. I don't know if I should really say what it is, but it's the highest number I've ever met, and I know I can
Yeah.
do it because I have a crap ton of good stuff down here.
Mhm.
And there's sales tomorrow. There's a big church sale tomorrow that I go to every year, and it starts tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And I'm like, I was talking to my husband because I'm like, yeah, I have a bunch, like the basement's full. I have a lot of stuff in my death pile right
Right.
now. Oh, especially over the past month, I've just gotten
Mhm.
so many big hauls.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I need to start. I'm really torn between if I should keep going, just sort out my death pile really nice, put it in bins, stack it up, leave it for winter, which is what I'd prefer to do,
Mhm.
or do a thing like some people do where they say like if they're really busy and backed up with work, they'll source in the morning and set a cutoff time of like 10 a.m. or 12,
Yeah.
like lunchtime, and the
Mhm.
other half of the day actually work and like list and do whatever just to like keep the rhythm going. But I'm
Yeah.
like, of course, where I live, garage sales aren't going to be around much longer.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 more months.
For you, I don't know if I would bother. I would go out like cuz you have all day. Like when there
Mm-hmm.
are garage sales around here, they're done like the latest there are is 2 or 3. Like I mean, and that's a rare cuz most of them are like 8 or 9 to like noon or one, like when there are any. I mean, I'm looking, there's not anything coming up. You know, when there was the last week when I went away, there was a whole bunch of sales. I don't know how good they were, but but I for you, because they, you know, you got a long winter.
Yeah, that's the thing. And like, yeah, so that's what I would like to do. It's just there's so much stuff down here. Like my basement is a mess.
Yeah.
That's probably something I want to work on. Is when I emptied out my basement, all of my listed inventory out into the trailer earlier this year in the spring. I think it was spring. I had emptied out a bunch of bins because the system I wanted to use in the trailers like have specific areas for, like, say, stuffed animals, specific area for shoes. So I don't have to put a custom SKU on every single item.
Yeah.
So I have a ton of bins. I have a stack of bins, like 30 in the garage that I bought for eBay stuff, but I'm not using. So I think what I'm going to do is probably grab some of those and just pack up some stuff in there. Maybe keep out some really good, like, high dollar items, like get those listed. But yeah, make a stockpile for the winter, because my garage.
Well, then it'll be fun.
it'll
It'll be like shopping all over again, because you'll forget what's in there.
Yeah, and then be like,
and then you open a bin, you're like, "Ooh, look at this," and you list.
Yeah, I need to do that, because I still have, like, I have my big, like, Commonwealth Picker IKEA bag, which is it has seen better days. So the whole logo is basically gone. It was one of his first ones he ever put out. I have those, and I have 3 eBay bags, which are just like the IKEA bags, full of stuff that are down here that I definitely need for tomorrow at the big sale. And I'm also looking at sales that are happening this week too. And there's quite a bit. It's also been rainy, so if it's if it's a rainy day, I guess I could just skip. But that's my dilemma right now. Like, yeah, I have more stuff on hand right now than I've ever had. Like 1,500, I've never had 1,500 listings. But I also have maybe another 500 items down here in the basement at least to list.
Yeah.
And I also have, like, blow molds in the garage and, like, other things that I need to, like, clean up and test outside. And anyways, but that's...
I mean, I have a ton of stuff to list too. And I've been so, like, I have so much big stuff downstairs, and I just, I've been so lazy and doing little stuff, but.
And what I want to start doing, I'm inspired by Paul Philly Flipper. He's been on his Instagram story. He's been keeping himself accountable the last couple days. He'll put his to-do list for the day on his story, share it, and then he'll, like, share his progress as he goes. Yeah. I'm like, I need to do that, because I get, like, I used to be really good at time management, but ever since becoming my own boss, not so much anymore. I get really sidetracked. I'm like, I'm listing, and I'm like, oh, I need to go vacuum, or oh, I need to go do this, and I get distracted with that, and then, like, never get back around to what I was initially supposed to do for the day. So I think I need to do that to keep myself on track, because being like, hey guys, here's my to-do list.
I'll do it with you.
Yeah, we should do that. Because I thought about starting tomorrow, but I'm like, I hope sales aren't super crazy. I need to just like 5 things. Just like,
I'm so much better when I have a list, but I don't make them. And I'm like, oh, like, I don't,
It's really weird. So I'm a big notebook and pen type of person. So, like, I'm more likely to get the stuff done when I write it down. Yeah. With my own hands, write it down. But if I make a to-do list on, say, my iPad or on my phone, like on a to-do list app, I will forget about it.
I need a sticky note, like, and I need to put it right here.
Yeah, so you can see it and it bothers you.
Yep. I mean, when I worked, that's what I did. Stuff that I had to get done, I'd write it on a sticky note and stick it on my monitor.
I think I need to
see it.
I need to sit down with pen and paper and do that again, because I was doing it on, like I said, on my phone. But I have that for, like, I have to feed my turtle, like, 2 or 3 times a week. So I have that, like, things that are, like, on a schedule, or, like, every other day I have it remind me to, like, clean the litter box, so I can make sure to be on schedule for that. Or, like, empty our robot vacuum. I need to do that, like, every other day, because it gets full of cat hair and dog hair and whatever. Yeah. So it's, like, that stuff that's on a schedule. Yeah, but if it's something like, oh, I need to clean out the fridge, or, oh, I need to, I don't know, deep clean some room, or the bathroom, or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I'll start doing that tomorrow. We'll see how crazy it is with sales. I did wake up and edit my next video, which I need to add a clip to the end, updating on the Karen situation, which I think we had just talked about on Saturday, but I haven't updated viewers on my channel, so I need to do that for this video.
Yeah.
And I also have some GoPro footage too. Actually, I should wear a GoPro to this church sale tomorrow. Even though it's in town. I told myself I won't wear a GoPro in town. But if it's a church sale like this, maybe it might be okay. There's so many people, I don't think they'll be paying attention.
That's like the ones that don't bother me to wear something because, yeah, there's too many people. Usually. And nobody is, like you said, nobody's paying attention.
Everyone's looking for the deals.
Yeah. I'm looking.
So maybe that's my goal. Nothing. Maybe that's my goal for next time. This is going to be my goal to hold myself accountable. I'm probably going to do it today after we get done here, but I want to clean up the basement here because I have like a big green bin that I got from a sale for $3 full of Barbie stuff. And it's a really nice bin. It's got rolly wheels on the bottom and it's big. Mm-hmm. I have that, but it's like, I have random large items in it for listing and it's like I'm not properly using it, so it's just like I stack stuff more and more on top of it, but I need to like get stuff nicely put into bins, stack them up, need to like shampoo the carpet, vacuum the carpet. I'm obsessed with having clean carpets. I hate it when I walk and I feel like cat litter or hair, or it just bugs me, so I'm like I need to like really I have something to talk about. So she used to be my teacher, actually. I used to be in AP Government and Politics, which was the worst class ever to take because I hate politics. Oh, I hate all that. I just don't care.
He taught AP World History.
Oh, okay.
Not me, Commonwealth Picker.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking, that's what.
Yeah, so I took that class because college credits, and at the time I thought I was going to go to real college. Anyways. She ended up retiring and buying a costume shop in a nearby town. And then I just saw her at Goodwill maybe a couple months ago. I was like, oh, hi. Said hi. She knew my little sister. She knows my mom. So she kind of like caught up. And she's like, oh, what do you do now? And I'm like, oh, I sell on eBay full time. She's like, oh, really? That's cool. She's like, hey, I just bought that costume shop. And she's like, I found a lot of vintage pieces that are too good to rent out, according to her. Mm-hmm. And she wants to sell them on eBay. And she asked if I could help her out. I was like, oh, maybe, it's like I sell stuff for commission for people like family members, like my mom or my mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. I'll sell stuff at a commission, split the profit 50-50. I'm like, that's the way I do it. And she's like, oh, okay, that works. And then she gets a hold of me just this week. And she says, hey, I'm kind of ready to get some of the stuff listed. Can you pencil me in, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah. So are you still okay with putting on my account? We'll just split it 50-50. Like, I'll come pick up like some of it from you, list it, get it up there. And it's like the only thing I do is say I wait the 30 days just in case someone opens a return, anything like that. And then after that, I will split it. And that's how I do it for a commission. Mm-hmm. And I know some people out there are going to say don't do commission. I get it, but I will do it for family and stuff like that. Well, now she changed it to, oh, hey, I have my own eBay account. I want you to come list on her eBay account and get into like a 1099 thing, like where she'll send me a 1099 at the end of the year. Yeah. On commission. Yeah. And go under contract, like a contractor contract. Right. And I was just like, okay. So this is a lot to unpack because I'm like, first off, I like being my own boss. I never want to work for somebody ever again. Right. I'm like, this would be like working for somebody. Second off, I don't want a 1099. I know like it's probably easy to do with taxes, but taxes stress me out enough already that I don't want to add on another form to freaking have my tax lady put in there. And on top of that, it's like, okay, well, she has all this, in quote, good vintage stuff. It could be stuff that sits on eBay for years and years and never sells. So I go there, put in all the work to list all this stuff. Say we only sell a few things for a total of $100. then I put in all those hours for what? Because she says she has like big bins worth of vintage clothes and then several boxes of vintage hats. And I'm like,
Right.
some of the stuff might not, like, I don't want to go there, put in all the work, and then have like that residual income coming in, like, oh, I sold something this random month in a year. Like,
Right.
and she's in it. Also, I'm like, how are you going to like keep track? Because like, there's no way for me to check like what she's actually paying me for.
Yeah.
Not saying that she's untrustworthy, but I'm kind of like,
it's too much. Yeah. Like,
yeah. So
you're the eBay seller. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and
if
I
she's
also
gonna
like,
do all
if
that
it's on,
and she's gonna have her own thing, then just sell it yourself.
yeah, and it's also on her account, which I personally don't feel comfortable with, because like, say I forget to mention a hole in a jacket or something, and it sells, and then the buyer's upset. I don't want that to come back on me. I want it to be on my eBay account, so that way if I screw up, it's my screw up.
You can handle it, right?
Yeah, not. It's just the same anxiety with like, kind of like, I don't know, like performance anxiety, like just the fact of having a boss above you.
You're like, just her lister.
Yeah.
It's like if you hired somebody to list for you. Like, what's, like, to me, and like you said, you know, she might be perfectly nice lady, but like, why is she going through all this and that? She just wants a lister. She wants somebody to list, and I'd be like,
but she says like she doesn't know how to like do eBay. I'm like, it's not. I mean, I get it. It's not that hard, especially clothes. Like clothes is probably one of the easiest things to ship. Is hats. You know, just make sure it's in a good box. If it's like a top hat or whatever. But I haven't opened her message on Facebook. Like she was just like, oh, I could, because I told her I was unsure about listing on someone else's account.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Just because I have all this anxiety about that,
but you know, this is not how I just tell her, I'm saying, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable with this, is not how I work. I like to be in control of what I list. You know, I understand that, you know, this is how you want to do it for your business. You know, you might have to find somebody else to do it for you.
And like, of course, if it's the winter time, maybe, but it's the fact that it's, you know, 50-50 split, and like, you don't know when the items are going to sell.
Right.
And like, I just have to like keep her word that she'd reach out to me whenever something sells to pay out. Like, I also had somebody else that I worked for here that also was a eBay and Amazon seller. And this is when I was like first starting out full time, because I'd bought a bunch of Funkos from them. And honestly, it wasn't a great price, but I was finding just bulk items to sell off. Right. And I ended up working for him for like $10 an hour, just listing on his eBay account. And that was fine and all, but he was trying to get me to do commission. Basically like, oh, I'll pay you so and such money, and then once it sells, you get more, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, like, that just doesn't feel right to me. But anyways, that's basically it. I'm kind of leaning towards no. I just feel uncomfortable with it, but I have a hard time saying no to people. So
I'm the same way. It's easy for me because I'm not in that situation. I understand. I'm the same way, but I would. My advice to you is no. I mean, I don't know.
And I get it. If she wants it on her own eBay account she says for her tax purposes, and I get that.
Right.
But
that's not how, like, it started out as commission, and that's not how commission works. Like, you don't go into, like, or consignment, like, you know.
Oh, yeah,
like
consignment.
Really
that's what I meant to say, not commission.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, consignment. And, I don't know. I don't have a store and then tell you to come price stuff and put it in my store on consignment. Like, it doesn't make sense, you know. That's not how it works.
Yeah. So
she needs to find somebody who just will list for her. You know. Because at that point, it's not really...
if it's me just taking photos of the items, I might be okay with that. But say I miss something, because I do. I do on my own items. I'll miss something, but that's then my problem, not...
You're right. Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So...
Well, and then in that case, you're just listing for her, which is what this ends up being anyway. Like, I don't understand... I don't know.
Anyways, that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm most likely not going to do it.
There's just a lot of people that have big stores that hire somebody to list for them, per listing or per hour or whatever. You're still responsible for everything because it's your store.
Mm-hmm.
They're just listing. They're not, I don't, the whole consignment thing's out the window when it's not your store and it's their store. To me,
that's the same thing with I wish I could say I had family that lived closer, like some of my younger cousins. Mm-hmm. I would totally hire them if they lived here. But I wouldn't personally. I would have them just take pictures of the items and then I would list them. So that way it still goes through another filter.
If I did something like that, what I would do is I would have them, list draft. And then I would list, you know what I mean? I would look through it.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's pretty much the same thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then...
Anyways. That was just something interesting. I do commission for people. My mom gives me stuff. Mother-in-law, my sister-in-law.
Yeah. And that's my
grandma.
Yeah. And they're here.
Yep. Speaking of, I actually have something I need to pay out my sister-in-law. I sold something for her, and I told her we need to give it a month, and then I'll send her half the profits. So I need to do that now.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyways,
yeah,
that's it. Pretty much, it was just an interesting situation. Just figured I'd share it, just in case.
It's a very without you knowing or looking anything up either. Like you said, you don't know how long it's going to sit. Mm-hmm. And you do all this work and it doesn't really pay off and
And on top of that, she's in a town that's far away. Well, not far, but 25 minutes.
Yeah,
but still, it's that's time the time I spend helping her is time that I could be listing for myself, and I'm already behind on housework, eBay stuff. I'm behind on a lot of stuff right now.
Yep.
Already, and it's just
both
behind on eBay, behind on doing my nails and my hair, and I'm so much.
I'm sitting here trying to. I have it's summertime, so I have all the the little baby hairs that have been growing, of course, and then there's all the gray, and I didn't do my nails since I came home, and I have a pile of laundry downstairs, and I just don't like to do it during the day because it's been so hot. I'll do it around this time, when the sun starts to go down. So, but I've been bleh since I came. I didn't feel good when I came home, and so I haven't got a lot done. But yeah, so vintage costumes sounds like a real niche.
Oh, and that's another point I told her. I'm not experienced.
Item.
Yes. If it was say someone came up to me and they're like, "Hey, I have a Hello Kitty collection." Yeah, I would do that because that's hot items. Or hey, I have a video game collection.
Costumes.
Look
at my Lisa Frank room. Please list it.
Speak out. I've been listing Lisa Frank.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I got this box. It just says Lisa Frank on it. I think I showed it in my video, or the one that's coming out today, or the one that was previous.
You were talking about it too.
It's got I shake it around and it has little metal pieces or something. I Google Lensed it, and other people have the same exact sealed box. It doesn't even say anything about what's in it. It's I've just listed mine today for $45, but it's listed from $50 to $100. They said someone else had on their listing. It's a sticker and bracelet kit.
Oh, okay.
Or some sort of sticker kit.
It must have come with something else, don't you think?
Yeah, I think, because I remember getting
you know what I mean? You bought a Lisa Frank blanket and the sticker kit was in there. You know what I mean?
Or
something
a craft kit, something you pick up at Hobby Lobby or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know what I mean? But it just, it's so weird that it doesn't have anything on the
And I also have a binder too. I need to clean up of Lisa Frank too. But it's pretty dirty, but I want to clean it up real nice and get it listed, and we got a lot to work on. But Lisa Frank stuff is definitely getting pulled, so I don't put that in my death pile because I feel that's stuff I need to that should get listed right now.
I have a whole bunch of Barbie stuff on a list. When's that movie out? Is it already out? Is it out this weekend? Not that it matters. Barbie stuff will sell on anything. It sells regardless.
It's out. It's out right now.
Okay.
Oh, it's got Will Ferrell in it? I didn't know that.
I know I saw the commercial and everybody's
wait, no, it comes
Barbie,
out in...
and everybody else is, and all the guys are Ken. Hi, Ken. Hi, Ken. Hi, Ken. I'm like, okay,
Release
that's funny.
date. Release date, July 21st, 2023.
So
but
this weekend, right?
They must be having like a premiere or something here because it says that there's showtimes for it tomorrow here where I live.
Yeah, it's Thursday. So Thursday night, right? It usually starts.
But today's the 19th and it says releases on the 21st, but then it says there's showings tomorrow.
Well, probably like at midnight
at
or
like
something.
4:10 p.m.
Oh, really?
I wonder. Anyways, doesn't matter that much. But yeah, Barbie stuff for sure. I have like a Barbie ring I need to list.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of Barbies like over the last couple months. When I've seen them cheap, I've bought them. I'm looking at
Just do a Barbie whatnot.
I know. I don't have that much. I don't have enough for a Barbie whatnot. But I do have a bunch of the Barbies I bought and I was talking with my niece the other day because the legs don't bend anymore on Barbies, right? And the ones that bend, most of the ones I have, I think all the ones I have are bend like Barbies. So, which they were cheap and I just threw them in a pile, So, I'm looking at my 90-day total is actually not, it's the best it's been in a long time.
That's good.
I was trying, I don't know what yours is this year. I had, with about 500 listings, about $5,000 was usually my 90-day total, give or take a few. But I've been way down since fourth quarter last year, but I'm back to 2, so that's
my
good.
90-day total is pretty high, and I have like a monumental goal coming for that. I'm not going to say the amount, but it's very similar to what Dave NC Picker has as his goal.
The thing is,
or not NC Picker, ADH Dave. Oops.
Whatever his name is. Here's the thing. I'm saying mine. I don't care. I mean, I'm just saying I'm comparing to myself. I know what it was at the end of beginning of this year, end of last year, and like how it's trashed now. It's coming back up. I'm getting back on the ball. But I do hate when people put them out there with like no context. Like they'll be like, I only have 500 listings and I have $10,000 90-day total. Well, that's good unless you're telling me.
But how much did you spend?
Right. So I will tell you that most of my stuff is super cheap and free. Like, over the last couple of years, I've cleaned out my basement. My parents have cleaned out theirs and given me stuff. Like I like so much of my stuff has very little money in it. I don't, unless I know something's going to sell big, I don't spend a lot. I'm pretty cheap. So I can't really tell you how much, is in it at the moment. But like when people say those things, and it's always like some pompous jackass, excuse my French, will come on, like they'll pop in somewhere and they'll be like, well, you're not doing it right because I only list 250 things and I have a $20,000. Well, first of all, what are you selling? They never tell you what they're selling. Second of all, what are you spending? They never tell you what you're spending. You could be spending 19 grand to make $1,000. I don't know.
They could be buying like, I don't know, pallets.
My $2,000, I probably have $200 in that stuff, if that, So, it really depends. So like you're keeping. I'm mine's trash. I'm putting it out there, but like, you know, and I know where I am, but like you saying it is meaningless to everybody else. It's your own personal goal. And I mean, you can brag about it when you get to that goal and stuff. That's great. But what I don't like is when people put it out there and then say, you know, well, I'm doing this, you're doing it wrong. I don't know what you're, you know, I don't know what you're sourcing, you know, or how you're sourcing or where you're getting your stuff, what your stuff is, how much your stuff costs, you know, and fees are different in different categories. Are you doing sales? Are you doing promoted listings? Like I was saying earlier, I have never had any luck with sales, and I just promote everything, and that works better for me. I've done it back and forth a bunch of different times. You know, so there's a lot of factors in there. So don't listen to people when they brag about their total.
Yeah.
And don't give you any background information. You know? It's stupid. But anyway. But I will say that I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm getting back up. I'm growing again. I'm on a slump. It was my 90-day total was really bad like a month ago.
Mine keeps going up, but it's since my store's grown so much, like as the days pass, of course it drops since those really good days fall off from 3 months ago.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing. It's like it goes back and forth, especially if you sell a whole bunch of different things at different price points. You know, you could have one like a bunch of really good sales and that bumps your 90-day total way up, but then it comes back down to reality, you know, and that's, you know, so it's, you know, don't listen to most people. I've said it somewhere else today. I'm sick of most resellers at the moment. Present company excluded. I actually, do you get bored sometimes with watching a lot of reselling content? Like I've been bored lately and I haven't been watching a lot.
There's a few creators, I'm not going to mention who. I've gotten pretty bored with their content, to be honest. I used to watch their content all the time. Yeah. But it's just right now, like I mentioned before, I am very behind on YouTube content. There's people that I see them release a video, I will watch it. Like I just enjoy their videos, but there's some other people it's just it's starting to get repetitive. I'm just getting bored. And so like I'll just kind of skim through the video, or like I said, I watch most of my videos at 1.5 times speed, so they talk kind of fast, but like I get through the videos quicker because my YouTube playlist also consists of non-reselling content, but a lot of it is resellers. So I'm like, I actually need to do really? You just need a break from the reselling.
I just need a break. I got bored with. I'm getting a little bored with it. I'll come back to it. I mean, most everybody that I have on there, I enjoy for one reason or another. And I do like to keep up on like what people are selling and what's like, you know, that kind of stuff. But like lately, I'm just like. I'll watch some other stuff. But
yeah, we're just I forgot what I was gonna say. But I need to clean out my eBay, or not my eBay, my YouTube subscriptions. I think I've got just too many people, too many things. I just kind of simplify it. Thing is, when I run out of content, I'm looking for stuff to watch. But right now, there's so much content that I'm subscribed to that's just.
No, I know. I will subscribe, and if I don't, if I find myself skipping or a lot or not watching, you know, they're off. Sorry. I just get rid of it.
Yep. And then one thing with the new goal, the 1,500, I think. I was talking to my husband about this to keep myself accountable to list every day, but I do that regardless. I at least list one thing. I think what I'm going to do is have 1,500 be like my ceiling for right now, since I've been especially busy. Like every day, try to list as much as it takes to get to like 1,500 and call it good. Because some days when I'm super busy, I'll only do just one. But I think, say I've sold 5 things that day, just list 5 more things.
Try and replace them. That's what I was. Well, that's what I ended up doing instead of reaching my goal. Because it was all of a sudden, I swear, we logged off on Saturday, ka-ching, and then I'm like doing other stuff, and it was like ka-ching, ka-ching. I'm like, well, dang. And now it's been crickets, but I have replaced and then some what I did sell, so.
Which is good. I mean,
happy.
Right now, my trailer is so full. So basically all I can do is like one in, one out, like that rule pretty much, like try to list as much as I'm selling.
Right.
I forgot what I was going to get to. There was another point I said.
I'm sorry.
But no, it's okay. I forget. Oh, yes, I remember why. My husband and I had a talk. Basically, I'm addicted to working, so that's a problem. So I like that I have this 1,500 limit, like I said, just keep myself accountable to list as much as that's selling, list as much as what's selling, because otherwise I will have days where I will stand there at my listing table for 8 hours and list. It's hard on my back, it's hard on my feet to stand all day like that. For some reason, that just makes my back angry. I must stand a certain way when I'm like taking pictures and stuff. But there are some days where I will just sit there. Yeah, probably. Well, the table's a bit higher because it's on top of my husband's server cabinet, so it's really good height for me. But so have
you thought about? I shouldn't interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, that's pretty much
it. I keep interrupting you, and then you forget.
No, you're right.
One of those mats, like the gel mats.
Kitchen mats.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have one of those under my kitchen sink, and I still get like that issue. Like if I'm standing there washing dishes, I'll still get kind of the same issue. But
I don't know.
I just need to take my chair out there or something.
It doesn't. I don't have that problem.
I don't know. I think I just stand weird. I must do something weird with my feet that makes my back angry or something. I don't know. I just stand, however, just like in the zone taking pictures. But so yeah, and we're gonna try to just take it easier. I have some goals. I'm in the mood where I like need to deep clean every room in the house again. Want to declutter. I have this shelf of randomness behind me, and it's really full of stuff because people give me trinkets. Like my aunt just gave me that there's a little skeleton tower thing right there. She just gave me, but I moved a cube shelf down here, so I have more over here to put so I want to disperse my trinkets. Yeah. And like kind of declutter this right here. So that's another goal. But I'm like in a decluttering mood again. I used to be like a minimalist, and eBay makes you unintentionally like a hoarder. It's like, oh, I kind of like this item. I don't want to sell it. And then you keep it for a little bit and then you decide to sell it. But a lot of it I just keep keeping, and I'm like, it just needs to go.
I tried the minimalist trend and it doesn't make me happy. Of course, too much clutter makes me unhappy. I need a happy medium.
I just need clear surfaces. I hate stuff on the counter. I hate stuff on my desk. Just I want everything in the drawers and nicely and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Of course, when I'm sourcing out of garage sales, I find like, oh, this is a cute shirt. I'll take it home. It doesn't quite fit. And I'm like, I'll just hang it up anyways. And I'm like, it's been sitting there. So kind of in the mood to like, I'm going to do a whole big checklist. And like I said, do kind of what Philly Flipper's doing to keep myself accountable. I'll basically put some like easy daily tasks, then one like bigger task.
Yeah.
I'll just probably have a list of like all my big tasks and like choose one every single day. And eventually, theoretically, in a month, I should have all my crap together, but that's assuming that I don't get super busy. Because it's just been one thing after another lately. It's just, I haven't had time. I just family visiting and
all my stuff out of this room, and I keep bringing crap up here to list. So that's what I'm going to put that on my list, is to get this room and that other room and switch my stuff.
My office is pretty good. It's just the shelf bugs me, and then I have a bin right here, stuff I bought from Goodwill that I need to like get into my system, and I need to do bookkeeping. I haven't done that for like a couple of months, so I kind of need to do that. Luckily it's on my reseller Genie, so it's not that hard. But I did just get, oh, this is another quick thing I want to talk about. I got a extra Discover credit card to use for business purposes. Because other people in the Discord talking about it, they're like, oh yeah, duh. Like, I'm spending this money anyways. Might as well get points on it.
Right.
Because some people would mention, like, for the Vegas trip that they had used points, basically, like, for their flight or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I should be doing that. Like, I can't imagine how much money I've been spending the past 2 years I've been reselling on shipping only, that, like, it's disgusting how much money I, like, missed out on. But luckily, my business is, like, the biggest it's been now. So I guess, like, for the Discover, they will match exactly what you made in the first year in points. So
yeah.
It's like, well, I probably make more now since my business is ramped up more now than it was 2 years ago.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I also did. So I also have to, like, add that card to my reseller Genie to get all those expenses, like, back in there. Because right now it's not counting for shipping, basically, since I switched shipping to go off that card instead of my main business account. But we did that. So if anyone hasn't done that, you should look into it. Someone else that shared in the Discord, like...
Yeah, somebody, like, the best rewards cards. Like, a list.
But I have a Discover credit card and a Discover savings account, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do another Discover to keep everything in one place, because I hate having multiple cards and accounts, and I hate all that. So I like how it's all on one. I log into Discover, I have access to my 3 accounts right there, and it's perfect. So yeah, that's all I do.
We have a rewards card that we use for all that stuff.
Yeah,
that we've
someone else had mentioned, like, yeah, they put that article, like, MasterCard or American Express, but you have to, like, pay $250 a year. But of course, if you're making $500 in rewards, it's not that bad. But I'd rather just keep it simple, no fees.
Right.
I don't know. Fees on cards, kind of. I'm just like, I have no cards that are like that.
You have to. Some people, like, they link that because it was just, like, an article that had a whole bunch of stuff. Because some people that have big businesses use those, like the Amex rewards and stuff, you know, because they're going to come out on top, because that's what they're made for business, you know, businesses and stuff. But yeah, any rewards or anything, cash back is good for that stuff.
So I guess we'll see. I guess maybe in a year, maybe I'll share how much we got back on that. I remember when I first got my credit card and they did that for me, the cashback matching, I got a decent chunk of money. But of course, I was only using my card when I first got it for, like, I don't even know what I was using it for, because I still lived at home, I'm pretty sure, when I got it. And
probably,
I was
like,
just using it for
stuff, you know?
Gas, or, like, if I went out to eat or... went shopping, that was pretty much it. And even then it was a decent chunk. So yeah, it's always a good idea. On that reminds me, I kept forgetting, when I did come home, one thing I did is I went through my listings. I had most because of the new Ground Advantage, you know, and I was, like, looking, because I was like, did they just change? You know, you would think they would just change it, but they didn't. So anything I had that was Parcel Select automatically changed to Ground Advantage, but anything that was 15 and under ounces still was coming up first class. So I had to go through and change them, and I couldn't, no matter how I sorted my stuff, I couldn't get it to sort just that. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't get Jen
it.
Flips mentioned the same thing.
So I
personally, I haven't worried about it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, they paid this. I've had to pay a little bit over a few times, but since I get the shipping discounts, it's like whatever. Like, I make a little bit of money on every shipping label anyways, so...
Well, see, I wasn't, because I was using Parcel Select before.
Oh, that's
just
right.
Because I'm on the East Coast. And... Well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered, because it did change most of the Parcel Select stuff. It didn't change all of it. And it definitely didn't change anything that was first class. So I
need to check on that.
So I wasn't getting... Yeah, so there wasn't a discount before for Parcel Select. I was just they were straight paying what I was paying. But for me, being on the East Coast, it was almost at this point a necessity for some things. Although sometimes Priority was cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't. I always I was putting Parcel Select and Priority as a secondary on all my listings. But people don't look.
They just...
I was using what was cheapest. You know, if Priority was cheaper, I used it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish they would show the person what's the cheapest that you have listed. You know, just for them, so that they would be like, oh, you know. But I did fix all my first class stuff. It all has Parcel Select now. And I do like it because it has insurance, and I am now back to getting a shipping discount.
Maybe I should go change that. I have not bothered to look, but thanks for letting me know. I'm actually going to add that to my to-do list.
I don't know what they were charging. Like, I don't know what was going to happen for those things that would fall under first class package. I don't know what the shipping difference was going to be. Like, if they were going to be paying, if it was going to show even more to them, I don't know. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to fix it. Again, because I'm on the East Coast, it makes a big difference for me if my shipping is right, so I can be, you know, a little more competitive.
I have a ton of first class.
You're way more centrally located, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess if it happens, it's not going to be a big expense.
Yeah, because you're nice and central. I'm you know, I'm not. You know, and then, you know, I do sell a lot of stuff to the West Coast, but I think it's because I had cheapest shipping on things, you know, because I had Parcel Select. Now
I didn't realize like how big of a deal that is, like with the shipping. I just put whatever and call it good. Sometimes I'll overestimate if I'm, because I'll just kind of guess on an item. I usually won't weigh it exactly unless it's super heavy. I'll just kind of guesstimate, and I'm like, you know what, whatever. If I'm wrong, I'll eat the cost. But
I'm usually right. Like, I can tell. And you know, the little stuff that I do up here is all like pound and under. You know, I can tell. I'm like, well, that's going to be a 12 ouncer. That's a you know 4 ounce, whatever. But I definitely on heavier things put it on my scale just so I know, so I can put it on there, because it, you know, it does make a difference. Because I've seen when you look up some of these big things and some people, the shipping they're charging, I'm like, whoa, you know, how is it? So, you know, that's a lot. I mean, and I know it's what I'm seeing, so maybe, you know, sometimes I look to see where they are. It doesn't always say where they're shipping from. You know, sometimes it just says U.S., doesn't say where. But, you know, I'll look at mine and see, you know, if it's going to California or something, if it's...
Well, guys, anyway, check up on your shipping on your listings, because that's something I've kind of neglected. So now I know I should probably check on that when I get some time.
It's when you're in the middle there, you're lucky. It's us coasters that have to, you know, it definitely makes a difference. It definitely makes a difference. But I do end up selling bigger, heavier things to the opposite coast, and I just think it's because I make sure my shipping's right for those things, and so they end up, you know, being you know. The thing is, though, when I did go through everything, I did shave a pound off here and there of some things, because Parcels Select was weird, and I would because I wasn't getting a discount. Like, I don't care. Like, usually like a pound here or there is not a big deal. Like, you know, if I had 2 pounds and it's 3, I eat it, you know, it's not a big deal. But with like Parcel Select, because I wasn't getting any, I had no leeway. You got to use your own box, everything. And it didn't really make too much of a difference if I bumped it up. If it was 2 pounds, if I put 3. I was doing that for some things that were kind of like in that gray zone. If something was like, 1 pound, 15 ounces, I would definitely put 2. But if it, but I might put 3 because, depending on how much I had to pack. Because you're in that gray zone. But there were some things I was looking, I was like, I think I way overestimated that. I bumped it down a pound or so.
I saw some really old listings where I did that with it, and I'm like, oh goodness, like it probably would have sold faster if I actually like priced it right, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I pretty much got.
It did make me look at my listings, so I looked at a lot of listings and kind of tweaked some things too.
Out to check my 1,500 listings. Oh, that's a task.
The thing is I wish, and I don't know if I was doing it wrong, but I couldn't figure out a way to. I tried to sort by shipping, but there was no easy way to sort by like size or weight or. Do you know what I mean? So I couldn't find those. I ended up going through almost everything just to be sure. But I only had 500, and I just sat and watched TV while I did it. But I wouldn't do it.
That's a day project for me.
I wouldn't do it for all of yours. If I was doing like some inventory or something, I might look at it then. Otherwise, it is what it is. Especially since you're in the middle. You're not on the coast.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got pretty much.
All right, so I'm going to have, here's my goal. What do I have now? I have 505. I hope I sell some stuff. I have 505 listed. And I would like to have, I'll say 525.
Okay.
That gives me another 20 in a week. But I should have more than that. But, my life is not my own all the time, so. Hopefully I'll have it by tomorrow, but. I'm going slow. Baby steps.
Yes, that's the easiest. Mine will be to maintain the 1,500 listings. I also want to box up all my crap in this hallway nicely so I can justify going to sales tomorrow and buying more crap. Because right now I can't because I feel like I'm drowning in stuff. And to clean up this shelf of wonderfulness behind me and make it look nicer. And I had the cute cube shelf that's over there. I wanted to put it right here, like diagonally, but it didn't look quite nice. So I'll just have some trinkets on that side. Yeah, maybe I can move my camera angle sometimes or something. I don't know.
I need to clean out. I need to rearrange the other room so I can move. I want to move this in there. It's too small in here. Not that the other room is much bigger, but I'll have more space. And then I can redo. All I have is a bunch of stuff that I kind of like that I put up there. Most of it's for sale.
I wanted to get a display for all my lava lamps. I thought that cube shelf I had would be cool for that in my swung vases. Just keep them in here.
Yeah.
But I don't really have, this is doors, so, I don't have, a space behind me to display that. Unless I put, a shelf over here and then moved my camera angle more, but we'll see. Maybe we'll change some stuff up before next week.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna make a to-do list tomorrow. I'll do it. If you do it.
We'll start on the Instagram to-do lists. All right, guys. Keep an eye out on that. Right. Follow us both on Instagram at Inkpicker and at IsYoursMo87official as well. All right, guys. Keep an eye out. We're going to start keeping ourselves accountable tomorrow.
Yep. See how that goes.
Yes. See y'all next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.